My name's Jenny Spring and I'm a Senior Associate at Allen & Overy.
Could you start by describing this photo to me?
Sure, so this is a picture of me with my older sister Emma. She's in a very different career to me. She's now a veterinary nurse. It was a small house in Salisbury, which is the place I grew up. It's still a place very close to my heart and a place that I go back to very regularly.
What would you say to that little girl in pink overalls and cowboy hat?
I would say be you, be the best you. I think for a long time I thought that in order to succeed and in order to do well, I had to fit a certain mould of maybe what I'd seen in the media or what I expected, what I thought I needed to be. And I wish I could tell that little girl that just being me is enough. Every year we had these photos as a marker for how much we changed each year, what we were doing each year, and it's been really nice to look back on those photos since I've been older. Neither of my parents had the opportunity to go to university. My parents both worked in Salisbury as well. My mother as a dinner lady and then teaching assistant at my infant school, and my father at an insurance company. My parents always wanted what was best for my sister and I. They always have, they always will. But I think when I first started exploring law at university and then going on to law as a career, there was perhaps a little bit of trepidation from them as to what it would mean for my lifestyle because it was so different. I think when I was 14, I was probably just finding my confidence. I was still very young and innocent, didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, but was also very comfortable not knowing. So during sixth form, I got a place on the Oxford University Unique Summer School, which is a summer school aimed for students from low-income backgrounds. They took us down to Allen & Overy so that we could get a small insight into corporate life. And I remember that day incredibly well because it was the first time I had ever set foot into any law firm. I think at the time, yeah, it was definitely something for other people. It was something that people only did, I think, in my mind, and of course it was wrong, but in my head I'd thought this is something which people do if they have parents who are lawyers or they have contacts in the city or they have some way of getting into the legal field. I just thought I was having a really interesting day out, having no idea that that building would form a huge part of my life. So this is a photo of my parents and I on my graduation day. So my graduation day for me was very mixed feelings between excitement, proud of the degree I'd accomplished, but also a little bit of nervousness about what was going to come next. So this was a photos taken from the photo booth at the trainee ball at Allen & Overy with 3 of my colleagues from the same intake as me, who I'm still very close friends to this day. The trainee experience was initially difficult while I settled in and found my feet, but it was such a good experience and I met some really wonderful people during that time, and I certainly learned a lot about who I was as a person, what I wanted from my life and where my skills were. I think one of the reasons that Allen & Overy is so successful as a law firm is because of the diversity in its people. We really celebrate people from different backgrounds, and the teams recognise that people from all walks of life bring different skill sets into the office. So I would say to anybody who perhaps hasn't come from a traditional corporate family background, who may not have friends or relatives or parents who are in the legal or corporate business, if it's something you're interested in and something you want to do, absolutely go for it. You'll find that there's so many other people in a similar position to you. It's really wonderful looking back through those memories and thinking how much I've changed as a person, how much I've accomplished, and just experiencing a world and a career and a life which I never thought would be within my reach.